Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trey Knowles comedy special, Google Parenting. Man, it's hard being a parent today in the 20th century. It's hard being a parent because Google and cell phones are taking our rights away. Cell phones and Google is taking our parenting rights away from us. We can't tell our kids to do anything, right? Without them mentioning Google. We tell them to do something and they're going to mention Google. Well, Google says, and we as parents, we become jealous. We get jealous of the cell phone and Google. School's beginning to start. First day of school is getting ready to start. And I want my daughter to go to bed early so she have a fresh mind on her first day of school. So I'll tell my daughter, go to bed. And she looks at me. And I know she's looking at me because she don't want to do it. And she looks at me and she says, Daddy, Google says the best time for a kid to go to bed, to get up in the morning to go to school, the best time to go to bed is 9 o'clock. And she's looking at me like Google has all the answers and they're smarter than her daddy. And she's looking at me, laughing at me. Ha ha, Daddy, I got you. I don't care what you say. Google says the best time for a kid to go to bed, to get ready for school, is 9 p.m., not 7:30. And I'm like, okay. And it's dinner time. Now it's dinner time. And I want my kid to be healthy. I want her to eat vegetables. And she don't like vegetables. So I'm like, I tell my kid, eat your vegetables. And she look at me. And she's like, Daddy, Google says you shouldn't force a kid to eat their vegetables. They'll eat it when they get ready. And I'm getting upset. And I'm like, okay. And I'm upset and I'm mad because I can't parent my child because of Google and these cell phones. And I tell my child, baby, clean up your room. Tell me to clean up your room. Your room is a mess. And she looked at me all weird. She said, Daddy, Google says the best way to clean up your room is do a little bit at a time. And I'm about to be upset at Google and her. And I had enough to hear with the cell phone and Google, right? And I'm patient, right? I'm patient. Google's taking my rights away. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let it slide. And the weekend came. Now, baby, it's time to go to church. And she looking at me because I know she didn't want to go to church, right? She's looking at me and she says, Daddy, Google says no one should force their beliefs on you. And I should be my own person. So I don't want to go to church. Right there, I had enough. I said, enough is enough with you and your cell phones and Google. So I took her cell phone. I said, enough is enough. I took her cell phone. And I'm going to throw it in the trash, right? I'm like, nah, you ain't getting your cell phone. You're not going to have it. Your cell phone, I'm taking your cell phone away. I'm not giving it back to you until you listen to what I have to say. You're going to mind me, okay? You're going to mind me. If I tell you to do something, you're going to do it. And I don't hear nothing about Google. So I'm taking your cell phone for 2 weeks. No cell phone, no Google. And she started crying. I'm like, you better stop it. Why are you crying? And she started kicking me. I'm like, girl, you better stop kicking me. I'm your daddy. She's like, you took my cell phone. You took all my friends. I ain't take your friends. Where your friends at? You took my friends away. I ain't take your friends. My friends. I took your cell phone. I ain't take your friends. I took your cell phone. You took my friends. It's crazy because her cell phone is her friends, right? As a kid, you should have physical friends, not your friends. Your cell phone is a cell phone, not your friends. Anybody that have kids, that have children, have teenage kids, you understand what it's like to be replaced with the cell phone and Google. They take your rights away as a parent. And kids are being raised with their cell phones. They don't know how to have relationships with other kids. Everything is cell phone. Your cell phone is their friends, right? They can be whoever they want to be. And if you have a teenage girl, it gets really bad with a teenage girl. When they go to school, when they get out of school, their whole life is taking pictures. Everywhere they go, click, 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 click. And they look at themselves all day long. Oh, click, click. You have girls, they look at themselves all day long. They put it on Instagram and look at themselves on Instagram. And to me, that's just depressing. Like, how many times are you gonna look at yourself? It's like you forget what you look like. Take another click, 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 put it on Instagram. Waiting for somebody likes. Oh, I got 50,000 likes. These are my friends. It's crazy. Like, they don't even know those people. They call them their friends. It's depressing. Right? They don't hang out with other children. They go to school. When they're out of school, it's picture taking, cell phones, and picture taking, Instagram all day long. On the weekend, it's picture taking. And you can't talk to your kids because they don't want to leave this phone. You know, you want to do something with your child. And you want to go somewhere, you want to go hang out, and we'll have some fun. No, I'm good. Like, ain't you bored? No, I ain't bored. Click, 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 click. I mean, it's boring. Taking pictures all day and looking at yourself on Instagram. Is that the life of a teenage girl? I mean, when I was younger, man, we went outside and we played baseball, we had basketball, we played sports, we play tag. Today's children is taking pictures, especially girls, teenage girls taking pictures and putting it on Instagram all day long. It's crazy, crazy. And when they talk to their parents, they don't talk to their parents about school stuff, right? They'd be like, Dad, want to see my picture? Like, I don't know what they look like. Like, that's nice, baby. That's nice, baby. Really? You think it's nice? You see that Mo? I'm like, what Mo? I don't see a Mo. I'm looking at you. I don't see a Mo. It's a Mo in that picture. I think you're going to take it again. All right, she takes it again. Click, 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 click. And they examine their picture on Instagram. Oh, I see something else. I don't know the way it moves. What you think, Daddy? It looks nice to me. It looks nice. It looks like you. I don't know. I think I need to move to the side a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. Click, 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 click. It's crazy. It's crazy. The phone's going off right now. Like, let me see. Oh, it's my daughter. How do I look on this picture? You look good, baby. You look good. You look good. Cell phones and Google is ruining our lives as taking our parenting rights away from us. Can you imagine what's going to happen 10 years from now? 10 years from now, you'll see nobody walking in the street. Nobody walking in the street. Well, everybody will be sitting at home. Nobody walking in the street will be on their cell phones or video games. Hypnotized, under a hypnosis. Because this is what's going on. The cell phones are hypnotizing us. But we can't build relationships with one another. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Maybe I'm weird to think this way. Or maybe it's my schizophrenia. Society, we're beginning to be dumb because of cell phones and Google is making us all dumb. We beginning to be impulsive. We do things without thinking. We let Google solve all our problems. And half the time, if you really think about it, some of our kids are graduating from high school, can't read and write. They can't read, they can't spell because of Google. They do all their reports with Google. Copy and paste, copy and paste. You ask them how to spell something, they're like, spelling? What do I need spelling for? I talk into the phone or a tablet and Google spells it out for me. I don't need to spell. Why do I need to read for? Google's going to read it to me. The browser is going to read it to me. We begin to become dumb. Can you imagine 10 years from now what it's going to be like for your kids? Can't read, can't write, can't spell because of Google. Google tell them everything. All the information they want to know is inside of Google, and Google becomes their God. Because Google took your parenting rights from you. Now Google, it becomes their God. Google raised them. So whatever Google says, the kid does, or people do, because Google says it. Now, I'm just the man of my house. So as being a man of my house, and I'm upset, I'm jealous that my kid won't listen to me because of Google, right? And I'm just the man of my house, right? So God is the head of my house, right? And I'm the head of my house. So God is the head of me, and God is the head of you. So if you believe in God, and God tells you to do something, imagine how God would feel if God told you to do something and you like, Google says, and God is a jealous God. Now, I'm not saying that Google and cell phones is an idol, because it all depends on that person. It all depends on you. Your relationship. Is it more important than anything else? You need to think about that. Because when God says do something, and you might say, Google says, no, God, Google says. Now, I know how it makes me feel. You should know how it makes you feel if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage, or if you're a parent. Everywhere you go, people are on their phones. You can't even get help. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. It's getting so bad. You say, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. And they'd be like, Bluetooth me. You're trying to get my attention? Bluetooth me. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. Cell phones are becoming a problem. Google is becoming a problem. So society in 10 years, what would it be like? There you go. Text message. Probably my wife. Everything is text message. No one calls me up and want to talk. Everything is text message or email me. That's crazy. Because you would think that people have duct tape over their mouth. You know, they like somebody duct tape their mouth. People can't even say hello. You want to say hello? Do it on a text message, email. These cell phones are going, everything's going too far with these cell phones and Google. 10 years from now, it's going to be crazy because there's going to be a lot of people with diabetes. All they do is eat and be on their cell phone. No communication with anyone, only through cell phones. And what if there's a national disaster? What if God got mad, right? Let's say God got mad. All this is making God mad. Let's say God got mad and there's a national disaster and they wiped out everything with no one's cell phones or tablets were able to work, no internet access. How would people react if they had no internet access at all because of the national disaster? Think about that. I know when I took the cell phone from my kid, she was like, "You took my friends. You took my friends." How would an adult react? My life. You took my life away from me. I can't. What am I going to do? I have no cell phone. Get the electricity back. Do something. Get the internet back on. It's the government. You know, and they blame everything on the government. It's the Republicans. It's the Republicans. Taking my internet access away from me. You know, Democrats will get a lot of votes if that happened. It's the Republicans. They don't want you, they're taking the internet access away from you. They don't want you to vote Democrat. Cell phones, man. We have another issue. We have another problem here in America, man. It's the children. The impact of social media on your children. Now, I want you guys to think about this because you guys are blaming the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Are they the problem? Do they do the posting? They're not the problem, actually. Social media platforms are not the problem. The problem is your kid. That's the problem. The whole problem is your kid. My kid is going through depression. My kid committed suicide because of social media. But social media is not the problem. The problem is your kid is coveting. That's the problem. Your problem is your kids are coveting. They are singing a Walt Disney musical, and then they start singing the blues. And what I mean that they sing in a Walt Disney musical, they're singing a musical because they're admiring somebody they want to be like. They get on Instagram, they get on TikTok, and they start admiring. And then they start singing, "I want to be like her or him. Oh, I want that nice car. Oh, I want that nice butt like theirs." They want something that somebody else got. They want a life like someone else, that someone else has. Because they think that person has a perfect life and no one has a perfect life. So they start singing a musical until they realize that they can't have that perfect life. And then they start singing the blues. Because the life that they think the other person has is perfect, or they want to be like the other person, and they can't be like the other person. They start singing the blues and they get depressed, and then they want to commit suicide because they are coveting. Now, when people covet, how is that someone else's fault? It's no one's fault. It's your kid's fault. Because they're singing a musical, admiring somebody else, and they can't be like someone else. So they start singing the blues. They get into depression and anxiety. And then they want to commit suicide because they want to be like someone else. They need role models in their life. That is the major problem that's going on here in America. You want to be like somebody. Instead of just being yourself. Be happy the way God made you. Don't try to be like someone else. Because you think that person has a perfect life, but they really, really don't. You might think that girl has a perfect body. Her body can be going into pain. And she ain't telling you about the pain that she's having to have that perfect body. You might just think this person has a perfect life, a nice house, a nice car, but they ain't telling you how much they're struggling to try to keep and maintain those cars in a nice house. The struggle and the stress, trying to keep what they have. But the kids are not looking at it in that perspective. They're like, I want what she has. I want what he has. And if I don't have it, something is wrong with my parents. And see, and this is how they start hating their own parents. Because you cannot provide them what they see that's on Facebook and Instagram that someone else has. You can't provide it for them. So they think they don't have a good life. Now, is that Instagram's fault? Is that Facebook's fault? Is that TikTok's fault? No, it's not. It's a kid issue because they are coveting. They are doing Disney musicals, admiring, and singing happy songs. They fantasizing. Oh, can I be like them? She is so happy. And then they figure out they can't be like that person, and then they sing the blues. I don't know why I'm down. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why nobody like me. I'm just so poor and raggedy. No, you're not poor and raggedy. I'm just an ugly little boy. No, you're not. That's what you think. You think that because you're looking at somebody else and you want to be like them. And you can't be like them. Parenting is the most hardest thing out there. It's very hard. And y'all teenage kids is trying to have kids don't even know how hard it is. That kids drive their parents crazy. My teenage girl just asked me the other day to take her to the skating ring. So I take her to the skating ring. The skating ring is 40 minutes to get there. It's 40 minutes to get there, and gas price is so darn high. It's $4 a gallon. I take my kid to the skating ring, and she gets to the skating ring, and she don't even want to skate. She ready to go back home. Daddy, I'm ready to go back home. We just got here. And you ready to go back home? No. Oh, you going to skate. You going to skate. I don't care. No, you going to skate. Daddy, I'm ready to go back home. You always making decisions for me. You always driving me crazy. So we end up going back home. I take her back home, and her little sister is ready to go to Girl Scouts, right? She's ready to go to Girl Scouts. Daddy, take me to Girl Scouts. All right. I'm like, okay. I take you to Girl Scouts. And Girl Scouts is about 20 minutes away. And so she's like, we almost there yet? I'm like, 10 more minutes. We'll be there in 10 more minutes. But Daddy, my stomach hurt. I want to go back home. I'm like, no. You're going to Girl Scouts. Daddy, my stomach hurt. I'm like, did your stomach hurt before you left home? She's like, a little bit, just a little bit. Why didn't you tell me? Daddy, I want to go back home. My stomach hurt. No. You're going to Girl Scouts. But Daddy, I don't want to Girl Scouts. Daddy, you're always making decisions for me. You always driving me crazy. You see teenage kids, you trying to have kids, you just don't know how crazy it is when you have kids. It drives you crazy. My kid's talking about right now. But daddy, it's too hot in here. I turn the air conditioner on. It's too cold. Wear a sweater. Wear a sweater. Wear a sweater. Daddy, I don't wear a sweater. You always trying to make decisions for me. You always driving me crazy. And I get a phone call. This makes it more crazy. I get a phone call. I get a phone call from the school telling me my daughter skipped school. And I asked her about it because I had to pay a fine. I had to pay a fine because she skipped school. But Daddy, I don't like school. I don't like school. I don't want to go to school. I'm like, no. You're going to school. You going to school. I don't care if you don't like school. You're going to school. But Daddy, you always making decisions for me. I took off my belt. I'm like, because you always driving me freaking crazy. So I whipped that ass. I'm like, you always driving me crazy. Today's kids, you just don't know how crazy it is to have kids. Parenting is so freaking hard. Stop making decisions for you. You stop driving me crazy. Let me take the mic, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me get the crowd ready. The whole step.